New seasons, new gear. Show the world what it means to be a fan in 100% authentic gear. Fanatics, officially licensed everything.
What's up, y'all? This is Chef Jew. Looking for a great chef for your next catering party, private party, office party, etc. with welcome watering meals and desserts? Let Chef Jew Catering and Sweet Treats take care of it for you at an affordable price. Call me at 786-804-8096. Also, reach me at chefjewcatering@gmail.com. Direct message on Facebook and Instagram at Chef Juice Catering. Chef Juice Catering and Sweet Treats. Food with a passion. We do it all.
So what's going on, guys? How are you doing today? It is
What's going on, everybody?
the
Hello,
draft.
hello.
What's up? The draft is official,
It
and
is in the books.
yep,
2020 season is a draft is officially is in the books.
It's a
The
wrap.
season of the dynasty building begins this weekend and has commenced.
and Red Murdoch, by the way, is officially the Mr. Irrelevant
Mr. Irrelevant, yep. So will he be a
linebacker,
Hall of Famer
Buffalo.
for he's from Buffalo, ironically, but he's playing for the Broncos. So yeah. A
We
Bronco
all
from
know.
Buffalo. How about that?
Uh huh. Shout
He's
out.
the Buffalo Bronco.
Yeah.
And Barry Sports, John Federline, and so you know what the Dolphins did this draft?
They did everything the Dolphins wanted, the Dolphin fans wanted them to do. Make them angry and go in meltdown mode. And it's like the extreme. You got everybody's extremely happy or extremely disappointed.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, it's so typical Dolphin with draft weekend. We've added 13 players to this roster in 3 days. And now um, probably not all 13 is going to make the team. Maybe more than half. I would say at least seven probably would because this is a young roster. But you know they're going to
Well,
mix it up. They going to mix it up. Shake. They spinning it. They spin the wheel this weekend. We've added 13 players, which by the way was the most out of any team in the draft. The
uh,
Dolphins passed the
Yeah.
Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers had 12. So our draft by moving back from pick 11 to 12 netted us two extra picks, so we passed the Steelers in the total picks this weekend. Even though the Steelers was the host, but
uh,
we bested the Steelers with the most people added to the roster. So
yeah, yeah.
yeah, we surpassed Steelers. They was the gracious host. They had 300,000. They set a record for people in attendance. I was actually going to be one of the people in attendance, Shake. I thought about going up there, but I didn't get to go because I wasn't able to get yesterday and the day before off. So if I was able to get those 2 days off, I would have been in Pittsburgh,
Oh yeah.
kind of kicking it out with them. But I missed it. I'll go to the next one when it's in Baltimore or whenever it's in
So
Baltimore.
so no, the reason I'm bringing this up is because in the second round, they said, you know what, we need to repeat history, and they got a linebacker from Texas Tech, and in the third round, they were like, listen, our best. Hey, Tony, what's good, homie?
Who?
And Tony,
Who's that? Is that a new member of the community?
who the hell was just talking?
Damn.
Damn. Shout out to Lewis, man. Appreciate y'all for hitting the like button.
Damn, who's that? Damn, we got
Craig,
a lot of new people, Shake. Man, shout out. We got 13 new players, and now we got new people coming in the chat. Damn.
yeah. But no, listen.
New season, turning new leaves.
The third round, hey, listen, they said, listen, we got a middle linebacker from Texas Tech. He goes, and one of our greatest wide receivers came from Louisville, and so they want to hit lightning twice. So we already know who our best wide receiver from Louisville is.
That's when we just went really downhill from that point. We went to a school we should have never been going to, right?
So
we went to Alabama. We went to the well twice. We went to Alabama, then we went to Louisville again. Oh my God. What's going on, man?
I agree with Craig Sebring. We need to draft a quarterback from Alabama until we get it right.
Yeah, which is crazy. You think about it, right? Sullivan did say he was going to target a quarterback in every draft, and out of all 13 players, not one of them was a quarterback.
Tony said people need their concrete. Ain't no way. Ain't no way you getting 2 days off.
Yeah, that was cute. That was man. I just thought about it, Shake. We actually thought one of those 13 players was going to be at least one quarterback, but it wasn't. Hey, shout out to what's his name for not keeping his promise.
Reno's go. What's good, homie?
And my man Willis, man, he's probably got it. He's got to be having the time of his life. To know nobody's coming in here to threaten his job. Yeah. Man. This is probably the best weekend for Willis. What do you think, Shake? Tonk?
Oh, yeah,
y'all think this was the best weekend for Willis?
Yeah, especially
he got that. Malik Willis was definitely having a nice weekend.
Yeah, this has got to be the best weekend of his life. No, he got to look over his shoulder at all. He said, at least not for this draft. Hell yeah. We got Proctor. We got Chris Johnson. We got Rodriguez. To everyone saying this.
So, by the way,
Zach Thomas 2.0, right? We got Douglas, who everybody pretty much crapping on.
Oh shit! Look who's in the chat. Look who's in the chat. Hey, by the way,
who was that? Man, we getting all these new characters. Who is this new character? Dolphin? Another new character? Damn. We set the record, Shake.
Hey, real quick, freaking 10 quarterbacks were taken in this draft.
10.
Even the Patriots took one. Patriots and Kansas City took one. Damn.
Right. 2 years ago, it was 6 picked in the first round. That was just round 1 a couple of years ago. Now we got 10 for all 7 rounds. Let's tell you, this is a weak class. How do you feel about the draft?
How I feel what?
How you feel about the draft?
Me?
Yeah. No, you.
Who, me?
No, we don't have a Gator, so he's got to be ecstatic.
I mean, I don't look. At the end of the day, I said I grade the draft in 3 years. So
yeah, that's when you can officially grade.
So what do you think about the draft 3 years ago?
They're like,
yeah, now it's time for you to grade 3 years ago draft. So that's
which draft was that one?
2022.
That one sucked. That one sucked. Yeah.
2023.
That was the one with Izukama. I think the only player we got was
A-Chain was the only one out of that draft, right? Or somebody was that the A-Chain draft?
Yeah, it was that Chain draft.
Smith is gone. Good is gone, and what's his name's gone.
Yeah.
So yeah, that
Listen,
draft was trash.
I don't pay. I don't take stock into the to draft.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I don't.
Well, Shake, you got to have a change of heart because we got 13 new dynasty building players on this roster.
Yep, we got gold jacket, future gold jacket members right now.
Yeah, Shake, you got to have a change of heart now. You got
They
to change
signed
your
a,
tune.
they signed a UGA. By the way, they signed a quarterback from Iowa.
On the UGAs, I ain't even looked at the UGA list because our last guy. No, Campbell was before the guy. We had got a guard, so Campbell, he was late. Another Texas guy. Yeah, how many people we got from Texas? Like 4, 5? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5. All right.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, we got one of the, was it a guard or
Yeah, he was
offensive
the last
lineman?
guy. Yeah. Then we got that guy from who was wearing that British flag. Who the hell that was? Who was that? He came out. That was the last guy, right?
His name is Seydou Traore. Is who you're talking
Traore.
about.
Ali
Yeah,
the
the tight end.
regulator.
And
Yeah.
he's like an athletic tight end, wide receiver type of player.
Yeah, he plays like every position, He might be a field goal kicker and, relief.
Sullivan
But
was.
Ali, you got to remember, all these guys
By the way,
are versatile.
shout out to Joe Riss.
There you
Sullivan. Sullivan was blindfolded playing pin the tail on the donkey with his picks. Damn.
Yeah, there you go, Joe.
Yeah, for sure. That's why we think this is a Hall of Fame roster he's building here.
Yeah.
Nobody knows nobody.
I'm not gonna lie. I actually really like our undrafted free agent roster than some of the draft picks we got.
Better than the actual 13, the original 13.
All I know is, hey, listen. After today, I'm following Tua.
Yep.
Falcons.
Yep. Because 60 makes all of us remind us of Tua.
Yeah. That was the thing.
And
yeah,
that number
right?
reminds us
We
of
got it.
Atlanta. Also.
We got that banner from them. Yeah, I remember that.
I like the running back we got, Le'Veon Moss.
UDFA, right?
Yeah, UDFA. And I like Lewis more a little bit. However, I think Kyle Lewis was a steal, to be honest. I actually think he's going to play more safety than anything else. And I think he's pretty decent, to be honest.
How many people we
players
got?
I like, but I can only count maybe 4 players, maybe 5 that I like. Possibly 5, but 4 for sure.
What do you think about Kyle Lewis out of Pitt?
Well, that's what who I was just about talking about. He's very versatile. He is a linebacker who's technically a little bit too small for his position. However, he's like a hybrid safety, and I actually think they're going to have him playing safety more than anything. He's definitely great in coverage, physical, sideline to sideline type of player, puts in the work, never gives up on tackles, sure tackler type of player. So I like Kyle Lewis a lot out of Pittsburgh.
So given pretty much everybody we drafted as interchangeable has played multiple positions, including the guard. But you thinking maybe going into the future we actually start drafting specialists at the actual position, drafting guys who can actually do good for the actual position they played for the most of their careers in college?
Yeah, I mean, I think eventually, I think right now, it's really hard to figure out what their plan is, to be honest.
Okay.
Parts of me kind of.
I'm just asking. I'm not saying that being versatile is wrong. I'm just saying, for at least for going forward, you might want to start getting people that's good at one particular thing and maximizing them at that, and then start building from there.
Well,
across the board.
Basically, from what he said at the press conference, what Sully said is that you never know what your needs are going to be are in a season. Anything can happen. So you want to have a bunch of guys that are good doing a lot of different things.
Yeah,
So
I'm
you get
just
good
talking about for
options and stuff.
starters. But
No,
yeah,
I,
but that's
I
why I'm
get
saying your depth pieces can be your most versatile. You know what I'm saying?
I
Like
get
have them
you.
be able to do multiple things. But your initial starters, you want them
Mm.
perfecting their craft at their
Well,
position.
this is what I want to tell you is that we really only drafted 3 starters per se, right? And that's Jacob Rodriguez, obviously, right?
Mhm.
Actually 4. Jacob
Mhm.
Rodriguez is definitely a starter. Chris Johnson is definitely a starter, but only because there's nobody else in the room. And to be honest, because there's such a big question mark at guard, more than likely Caden Proctor is going to be a starter too,
Oh.
right? And then
Hey.
if
Whoa,
Bell is
he gotta be
healthy,
a starter. What do you mean most likely a
and
starter?
and last but not least,
Hey,
Chris Bell was healthy, then I would absolutely expect him to be a starter too. So technically, he's
I
a starter.
want Bell to be one. Technically, I do want him. I
Yeah,
actually want both of them to be
but
starters.
hey,
But I
yeah,
definitely want
man.
Bell and Johnson. Those
yeah,
two in the first round, day one on what September was the first day. September 8th is our first
Man.
game.
go
On
ahead.
September 8th, they
Yeah,
better be
man.
Hey,
starting.
fine, go ahead.
Hey, man, listen, if he's anything like his the other Louisville receiver, we're in business. But anyway, shout out. Hey, Lou, if you're still in the building,
Oh yeah,
yeah, man, look
the
at
other
that, baby.
Oh,
Louisville
nice.
was
Oh, yeah.
receiver. I don't know what that
I got
shake.
me
Who the
some.
hell
I
is
got
that?
me some. I'm gonna sip. And not only am I sipping some cognac, I'm gonna sip it out of my. I
I'm
got my
mad.
red
You're gonna have to take a
microphone.
drink for me because I don't have nothing in the
Um,
cooler. I need to go double
I
check
got
my cooler and see if I
I
got
got
something.
my Atlanta. I got my Atlanta.
What
My
Your
Atlanta
mug,
cup.
what
your
about
Tua
your
cup.
What about your
Yeah.
Olympic? You ain't got no Olympic National Park Cup
What's
or
that?
No, I don't have
Seattle
one.
the fucking Space
Oh,
Needle
Shake went out
Cup.
to Seattle. Yeah, Shake went out there. Yeah, you should have one,
Um,
What
Shake.
Yeah.
about North Cascades? What about Ross Lake mug?
Hold on.
Shake went to the Needle. He was at that scene for the Final Destination when they was jumping on the floor and it broke and you know
um,
I
but
wanted Shake to jump
Crypto,
up and
to answer
down.
your question, to go back to your question about why I said Caden
Hold on.
Proctor, no, Caden Proctor.
I got a Seattle man and see, look, I got my Space Needle right here. So
Oh,
there.
Okay, you
nice.
got the Space
That's
Needle.
cool.
Shout out to the Space Needle.
Bada
Yeah, go
bing,
ahead, Ali.
bada boom.
To answer your question about Caden Proctor and why I said the only reason he's a starter is because the fact is that we have such a big question mark at guard. I
Mm-hmm.
don't see them just instantly replacing him, replacing Austin Jackson with him immediately. They're going to put him in guard
Austin
because
Jackson
we
could
can't
play
rely
guard. I
on
mean,
Jonah whatsoever, right?
mhm.
So you put him at the other position of need because if you look at his size right now, he more suited for guard right this moment. Maybe
Yeah.
eventually he will take over as the
At that
tackle,
size,
but yeah, I think right now he's better than Jonah just sitting there, to be
okay.
honest.
Oh
So
well,
I think
yeah.
that's why he's the starter there.
If that's your competition, Jonah. Then
But
yeah, you probably.
yeah, but looking at the other positions,
Yeah.
yeah, I absolutely do see Jacob Rodriguez
Oh
as a
boy.
starter. I definitely see Chris Bell as a starter, even Chris Johnson. And I'll even give you this. This is actually actually Kyle Lewis is a starter on this team now too. Yeah, so 5. You got 5 starters on this.
Yeah.
Kyle
And,
Lewis.
and,
You
and
got to
by the
remember,
way,
this is a
Tony,
young roster, so a lot of them should be potential starters, even out of the
mhm.
13. A good chunk of them because they're young. This is a young roster, so they should be able to compete for the job.
Yeah.
By the way, yes, I am a Falcons fan, Tony. Me and Batman recruited me because we have a tour.
Exactly. Shout out to the new Falcons fans in the community.
I was going to ask you,
And
Mick,
Tony
was
said
that-
Tony's a Jets fan. By the way, Shake, you didn't know that?
Oh yeah, no,
damn.
actually,
He was happy about them Jets picks. He was excited.
he's
Dang.
a Buccaneers fan because Ruben Bang went to the Bucks.
Yeah, Bucks
I
and
was gonna
Jets. That's what
I
he
was
was
gonna
saying.
ask you. I was gonna ask you, Shake, if you was that your season ticket holder gift from the Atlanta Falcons or something. So I was gonna ask that.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Kahari?
No, they gave me free chips so I could eat on the couch.
Oh shit!
Mm-hmm. See it right here. Here, my bag of chips so I could eat on the couch. Oh man.
Yeah. Tone definitely with them Jets, boy. I'll tell you, it's crazy because you know what, D'Angelo Pons. There's quick story about the D'Angelo Pons, right? But they was showing him on the jumbotron in the Jets war room. They showed Aaron Glenn. They showed that they was comping him as another Aaron Glenn. I was like, oh shit. They said the coach was Pons is like another Glenn as his comp. I was like, that's crazy. I was like, man, he's short, got a lot of athleticism. But yeah, they said the coach was his comp. That's crazy.
Well, you know who my favorite pick was, right, Crypto?
Who's that?
Take
What's
take
that, KP?
take a look at my icon. It's his cousin. I'm just making that up, but
Oh, oh, okay. I tell you what, the sneaky pick that I'm mad about. If I was to give any bad grade to Sully, it's because that
Who's that? Who's
the
that?
one thing I would say, oh, KP,
that is the president of Burkina Faso,
Burkina Faso,
who's kicked the
But,
French out.
I was gonna say the one thing I'm kind of disappointed about because he became a top 100 player, and that was Jacoby Thomas. When the Vikings and Flores landed him, that's what set me upside down. Because I was like, wait a minute. He became a top 100, and we had 7 picks in the top 100, and Jacoby Thomas didn't become a Dolphin. That's what makes me mad about this draft. If anything, I was like, what? You gonna tell me the Vikings made him a top 100 player, and we had 7 picks, and we didn't make him a Dolphin? But I digress. I'll be forever hunted because Jacoby Thomas is not a Dolphin.
Sheikh
Yes, sir.
the president of Burkina Faso's name is Ibrahim Traore. Same last name as the speculative tight end we took. That's
Oh,
We
nice.
took Chahore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Traore is a popular name in England, actually.
yeah.
So
And it's from-
there are a lot
Traore
of
is a-
soccer players with that name. So.
Yeah, a lot. England
good
has
soccer.
a lot of.
Nigerian at the same time, I think. I think it's a Nigerian name as well.
Yeah, it's a West Central African, very very popular name. So I'm pretty sure they're not related. I mean, but it wouldn't surprise me if they were. I have no idea.
Doesn't
Really.
Paul have Nigerian ties?
Paul, it does.
Like
His
his-
dad
his
was the
father
president of Nigeria, I
Was a
think.
prince? Was some kind of prince over there?
He was the president.
Yeah, there are
President?
plenty of Nigerian players in the league, as we all know. So but this
Yeah.
guy is Burkina Faso, which it's more central. It's a landlocked nation.
Yeah.
It's north of Ghana and
Mm-hmm.
Ivory Coast in the
Right.
Sahel, right south of the Sahara Desert.
We got another running back. I didn't even know we got him.
Le'Veon Moss, right?
Well, we got
Yeah, I
Le'Veon
believe it
Moss,
was
and
only-
we also signed Anthony Hankerson, guy out of Oregon State.
Speaking of running backs, can you believe it was only 3 running backs out of the entire draft? This whole weekend was drafted.
Yeah,
That's got to be a record low.
Yep.
that has to
I mean,
be.
only 3 out of the entire 260 something players was drafted. Only 3 of them was running backs.
Hold up, Nicholas
That's crazy.
Singleton was not drafted. What wasn't Singleton drafted?
No,
Yeah,
hold
he
on.
was.
I'm looking at the
Mhm.
positions now, right? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 running backs.
Yeah, there was 14 running backs drafted. Because
No,
not
they
only
said it
did
was 3.
no, there's more than 3. Definitely more than 3.
All right, I can tell you right now. Jeremiah Love, Jordanian Price, Kanan Black,
Maybe they was
Jonah
talking about
Coleman,
the first
Mike
day
Washington.
Yeah.
How many of those
Yeah.
running backs was taken after the third?
Yeah.
Day 3?
Day one and 2, it was only 3 running backs. After
Yeah.
that,
Yeah, that's what it
Day
was.
3 is
Crypto.
when they all-
Okay,
Three.
that's day
Yeah.
1 and 2. Okay.
Check this out. My favorite running back in this draft didn't get picked to like the 4th round. I want to say it was Mike Washington. Is who I liked. He reminded me of Adrian Peterson. The way he runs his style.
round 1, two players got two running backs, and then day two in the third round, only one running back got picked. The run on running back start round 4, pick 8 in the round 4. So sorry about that. Go ahead. What were you saying, Ali?
Well, I was just saying my favorite running back is Mike Washington, and he ended up getting, I forget where he went. No, the Raiders. Not only do they have Genty, they have Mike Washington, who I think is going to be really good in the league. And the way his style that he runs is very similar to Adrian Peterson. That was actually one of his comps. So
yeah. Speaking of running backs, I got a question. So is A-Chain totally safe? Like, there's no way we're going to trade him anymore?
to be honest, if you look how they built the team, I'll let you answer first. You go first. You go first, Crypto. Then
I'm done. I'm done. I'm thinking, yeah.
I think so too.
Slim.
The reason why
go ahead.
I was going to say the reason why I asked is because I would not have been surprised if we dealt him during the draft. But I think I agree that I think having not traded him, that he'll probably stick around.
Well, I actually think he's going to stick around because of the fact that if you look at how they built the team, in retrospective of like who we brought in during free agency, and then you look at how we drafted, it really does look like they're going to run the hell out of the ball. All right. Because otherwise you don't get yourself a dominant run blocking tight end. You don't do that. Right. You may do that later in the draft, not as early as you did. And to be honest, they did get a Mauler out of Kazmarek. I didn't just have him this high. That's the issue. I'm okay with
I didn't even know anything about him.
Oh, he's good. In fact, I'll tell you this. At Ohio State, they technically had 3 tight ends that could have started at any point, and he's the one that got his name called more often than others, where you could hear people saying his name a lot. So,
well, let me throw another wrench in the whole equation there.
Yeah.
Because check this out. Will A-Chain be excited for that? I mean, I'm thinking about Ricky Williams under Wanstead, because if this year is an experimental year, right? If the Finns have made up their mind that they're not making their push to win, I mean, I'm the one who's against tanking, right? So I'm not saying they're going to try to tank on purpose, because I think this is an audition for everyone on the team.
Yeah,
but they might run him to death. You know what I'm saying? This season, because they have nothing to lose. He's not their guy, and so I don't know if I'm A-Chain. It makes it a little bit more interesting. I don't even know. I just thought of that right now. I'm not even sure if I thought that one all the way through. But,
so to be 100% honest, the way I'm looking at this season, it's really just an audition. So I think they're going to be going through the motions. I don't think they're really going to be running him so hard unless something's happening and we're just winning. Then at that point they're like, okay, we'll really start trying now because we're winning, obviously. But I don't think I think they're going to try a lot of different looks throughout the season just to see what works and what doesn't. You think about it, next season we're going to have what, like $100 million in cap space? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I agree. He's worth keeping, and Sullivan did mention him as probably the first of the special players on the team. So I think that counts for a lot. But I'm also of the opinion that because they're a new regime with the mandate of rebuilding, that nobody's safe, and they will use every player to their vision. Like, I think Jordan Brooks played himself by going out to the draft to celebrate his replacement. You know what I'm saying? But hey, that's just me being cynical, and a little bit pessimistic on things. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you guys a question. He wants to be a $20 million a year kind of guy, right? Would you be okay for a year paying him about 14? Actually, would you be okay with $14.5 million?
That's a question for him.
Well, I get you, but you as let's say it's your team, would you be okay with him getting 14.5 rather than 20 mil? And the reason I say this is because I wouldn't be surprised if we actually franchised him and not get him to that deal yet. You know what I mean? I know we can't. I know we can't sign him to a 5th year, but I'm pretty sure you can still franchise him, couldn't you?
Yeah, I think we can. I'm not the best with that stuff, but I think we probably can. I think that he's certainly worth it. He's certainly worth more than 15 million, and I'm pretty certain his agent will be,
You think he's more than
advocating for that.
15 million?
Yeah, given the top 6 running back in this league, who's a dual threat, I think
You
I
given
think
the
it's.
value of the position though.
Yeah,
As
I
league
agree.
wide, you thinking is it ain't going down or stay stagnant, given the direction everybody's going?
I agree
Thanks,
with you.
Tony, for
It's a
clarifying.
point of
Have a
tension.
favor. Thank
It
you,
is a
Tony.
point of no crypto. I think it is a point of tension because that Sullivan and them guys definitely will not want to do that. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying though is that A Chain will believe that he's deserved that. You know?
Yeah. Tony confirmed you can franchise him. So,
Okay.
and also someone else put in the chat, and I don't know if this is accurate because I don't have the cap in front of me, but they're saying we're going to have 140 million. That's even more money than I thought. So,
Shout out to
we'll see
Damien.
what happens.
Welcome, Damien.
I hope we can find a deal that makes sense because I would love to keep A-Chan around here. But it does look like they are gearing up to start running a lot more. And you also look at the quarterback, the Iowa quarterback that we brought in at UDFA, right? If you look at what that kid did at Iowa and the style and what they're looking to do, it kind of reminds me of a lot what we want Malik Willis to be.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if the competition in QB is actually between that third QB and Gronowski, the guy from Iowa, to be honest, because he does have underrated arm talent, in my opinion, and he ran that run and shoot style. And they brought him in for a 30 visit for a reason. So we'll see what happens. We'll definitely see what happens.
I think there's a high league opinion on Cam Miller though, and Cam Miller is on the books right now. I think as the third quarterback. Correct me if I'm wrong though. I'm not sure about any of that, but so they're gonna have to replace Cam Miller, who's sitting in the number 3 slot. We traded. Well, that was the last regime. The last regime brought him over here. So I'm not saying Cam Miller's safe by any means.
Yeah, I don't think Cam is safe. Even though in the press conference they asked Sully, what were you said you were going to draft a QB in every draft? Why didn't you? And blah blah blah. And he said, I know I said that, but it's just how the draft fell to them. And he said he's happy with all 3 of their quarterbacks for right now. But at that point, I don't think they had signed Gronowski. I don't know. I think there's going to be a competition there for sure. But what is interesting also, I didn't know this, but because like you mentioned earlier, Crypto, we have like 4 or 5 Texas players that we brought in, right?
Yeah.
I think
it's 5, yeah.
That we got, Tafe, however you say his name. He's actually best friends with Quinn Ewers. And I didn't know that. Like they hang out, they just took a trip together and everything. So
I imagine so. A lot of people on the Texas roster, at least the Longhorns, and not the Texas Tech, but
Longhorns.
May have some kind of thing. We got 3 Longhorns in the building, so there you go.
Oh yeah. It's it was just interesting that they're best friends and now they end up on the same team. It's like a cool story.
Can we say this?
That's anything, but I just thought it was interesting.
Yeah, we got 5 Texas players, 2 from Texas Tech, 3 from Texas Longhorns.
Yep.
Right, we got 5.
And I think we got an undrafted.
That's our pseudo farm
Texas
state.
well.
That's our farm state. That's our farm system we got.
I think in general, right? Every player who's on the roster who's brought in to compete will be given a chance to unseat a guy who was already here. Minus a few.
Is Lewis still in the chat?
Yeah, I don't know. But minus people like.
I was going to
ask him to come up.
Yeah, I was going to ask him if he seen that.
Oh, is that legit? He didn't know the third
John Lynch
name?
Interview. Because that clears up that whole thing about the Buffalo San Francisco thing.
Yeah.
Because what John Lynch had to say doesn't seem like Buffalo was the reason. John Lynch gave a press conference today on that, and he was
Hey,
asking what made him go back. He said him and Sully was had talks all week about it. So that was prior to us even knowing about Buffalo.
hey, do you have any information? Anybody here on the panel, Crypto, Ali, anybody about that LA Rams situation and the team being upset that they used the first pick on Ty Simpson or Stafford being upset? I thought I heard some rumblings about that.
Stafford being upset or the coach? The coach was
The
seemed like
coach
he was okay.
or
He just said that Lynch was. I mean, not Lynch. He was okay with it because he know that Stafford still this is his team going forward until otherwise.
Okay.
I don't know. That whole situation is really weird.
I look
It
at it
almost
like the
sounds
Green
like
Bay
the GM went
situation
rogue.
when Aaron Rodgers was an MVP and they picked Love and they
And they
thought he
dropped the
was going to be
love.
coming out
Yeah.
the building soon. Yeah, I look at it like that.
What's funny was at the press conference, Sean McVay didn't look too happy.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I wonder if there was anything more about
I
that, though.
mean, he didn't, but then again, Aaron Rodgers didn't look happy when Jordan Love was drafted either because he wanted a wide receiver.
Yeah.
So I mean, the franchise is going to do what they deem, to prepare for the future.
Well, it wasn't Aaron Rodgers; it was the actual coach, Sean McVay.
So I guess like you kind of that's like a weird situation.
People
but
in power is always going to be
but when you
as
say
happy
that
because they don't get what they want.
Yeah. Look, I want to compare apples to apples for a second, right? So that was a really weird draft that the Rams had, and they went and drafted somebody that was way unexpected and everything. And from my understanding, they generally draft people that not a lot of people thought they would draft, right? Just like how what we just witnessed today. I think the difference when you look at the Rams doing it versus us is that the Rams have been successful at finding these guys that no one's ever heard of. You know, like Aaron Donald. Who thought Aaron Donald was going to be Aaron Donald, for example, right?
Or Puka Nacua, who nobody had.
He panned out. He was a fifth rounder.
I didn't even know who he was. So my point is
picked on day 3.
They're successful at it. This is our first time doing it, and that's what is like so traumatizing.
You're going to upset Lewis now because Lewis will tell you Greer was doing that in a couple different places now.
And maybe in a couple different places, but not like this. This is like extreme.
This
like
is a high degree.
Greer, go ahead.
No, I think he. To be fair, I think Greer started out the Flores regime with the same amount of draft picks. He had 13 picks too.
Yeah,
14 actually.
You know what's funny is the Rams only had 5 picks.
Rams
only had 5 picks this draft.
And they used one on a quarterback. That's significant. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is.
Right.
Quarterback, they got a quarterback, a tight end from Ohio State.
They got Max Clare.
Yeah, Max Clare. Yeah. Kieran Trost from offensive tackle. C.J. Daniels from Miami, and
they're the one they got.
Impact player.
They got a good one.
Kenyon, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's weird that they even drafted the tight end because they had like 3 or 4 tight ends last year.
Well, we got 9. We got like 100 KP, so it don't matter. They can just come to us and get a tight end if they need it.
They were the closest team to beating Seattle. They gave Seattle the toughest run. You know what I'm saying? The Super Bowl champs. So.
Yeah, you know what's funny is as much as I hate the Canes, I would rather them get C.J. Daniels than that dude from
Missouri.
C.J. Daniels.
I would have rather got him than the guy that we got from Texas Tech. Yeah, for sure, I agree with that. Coleman, according to Steve, Coleman was really good, explosive. Yeah. So he's a guy that we might want to have around, but I don't like his size at all because he's a short speedster, to be honest. But one thing real quick, in regards to the tight end that we got from Ohio State, like Esmeric, they call him like the other offensive lineman, right? And I think that's even more like proof to what you were saying, Kahari, that we're gonna run the ball like crazy. Because if you're adding an extra offensive lineman, especially a guy that his main role is going to be run blocking, he can definitely catch. His catching ability is underrated. He just doesn't have the routes that you would love.
Let me add to that. Let me add one dimension to that too. Not only are we going to run the ball power gap style, inside zone style, Sorry,
Yeah.
but we're also, you got to think about Malik Willis here too, because he's going to be doing a lot of play action, a lot of bootlegs,
Yeah.
a lot of RPO, and so this is going. And then if you look at the receivers, we got them 6'4" fast guys. We're going to be taking a lot of pop shots deep out of that.
Yeah, and when you watch tape on Kazmarek and you watch the Ohio State quarterback, going into play action or running like a RPO style offense, because it is somewhat of a wide zone / RPO style offense that they run there. You watch that and you see him clearing people out of the way, no problem. On the goal line, that guy plowed and blocked 3 people just by himself. And, you know what I mean?
He's 6'5", 270. Is that close?
He's like 6'5" and 261 pounds.
Yeah. He's basically a skinny old lineman. Yeah, that's what he is.
Yeah, kind of. He almost, if you look at his size and the way when he stands up, he kind of looks like Gronk. I'm not going to say he's Gronk because Gronk was really special and could hella catch the ball and everything, but he has that size to him. And I heard his run blocking is elite. That's what people are saying. So it's interesting. I just don't like him at the 3rd pick, man.
They're all projects.
Actually, not even the 4th. If we got him in the 5th round, I'd be okay. I'd be like, okay, I see what you did there. But 3rd round, it's tough to swallow for me. That's all.
We got Hall of Fame players, Ali. You got to get on board. The Gold Jackets.
Actually, that's what Sharif said about the if we asked him why is the offensive tackle going to get a gold jacket, because Halfley, and if he stays under 300 pounds, he's going to be a gold jacket because of Halfley.
Are we doing weight measurements based on the jacket, huh? So
yeah,
is that the same Sharif that said if Tua rushes for 17 yards per game, we're going to the Super Bowl, we're going undefeated? Is that the same guy?
No, he's the same guy who said Storm Duck has to shed baby fat.
What you call it? Idleman. I'm not sure what your screen name is because on my end it just has your handle. Idleman, no. Ewers is not trade bait. They're happy with their quarterbacks, including Quinn Ewers. I don't expect us to be trading him. The person in the QB room that I think is, on the, is Cam Miller, to be honest.
Who's falling?
So I learned today. Listen, I learned today that Richmond Webb did not get go to the Hall of Fame because he didn't have Halfley.
Are you serious?
Halfley is bringing the GLPs and the what's the other one, terzepatide, to the Dolphins training regimen.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, Halfley. But Ali, I think we're going to be fine. We don't have anybody from Ohio State, so we're definitely going undefeated now.
Yes, we have.
Now that we don't have any.
What are you talking about? Will Kazmarek.
Who's that?
Will Kazmarek played for Ohio State.
What round did we get him in?
3rd round. He's the tight end we took. The actual tight end.
No, that was the Rams.
The Rams took Max Clare.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ohio State had 3 tight ends that could be not actually 2 that could be drafted this cycle. The second one was
he's from Ohio State?
Yes.
Oh, wait a minute. I forgot about that.
You also know your head coach is from Ohio State too. You know that, right?
Oh, we're definitely going 0-17 now.
Oh, you're so funny. That's hilarious.
Yeah,
he is from Ohio State. Yeah, damn sure.
Yeah. Hey, listen. But back to the run game plan and the big, there's like 180-degree difference from what Mike McDaniels was trying to do. We back to Smash Mouth with this setup here. So I'm intrigued to see how it plays off. We might not win every game, but we're gonna punish some teams.
How I'm looking at it, Kahari, it really looks like they built up the defense to be more physical, and then on the offensive side, though we got Caden Proctor, I get that, and we also got the tight end. And I know people are saying, well, Trower is a tight end too. I get that, but he's more of like a hybrid wide receiver if you look at his body build and everything.
Yeah.
So I'm not really calling him tight end yet.
And it's significant that we drafted 3 true wide receivers with that guy.
Yeah.
This tells me that. And then the kind of receivers we got are like boundary guys, deep guys.
Yeah.
So it's setting up to a certain. You'll see what kind of approach this offense is going to attempt to put forward. And yeah, it's an audition, man. It's all. Willis is going to be put in positions where he doesn't have to lead like a Tua-like timing offense, at least not right away. They're going to smash mouth it, do a lot of play action, and they're going to try to play defense. You know what I'm saying? So you know what this is? This is a lot of pressure on Hafley. Hafley as a defensive coach, if he can raise the defense's level, then or have like a Brian Flores type defense, then we might be able to do a Jaden Daniels type of run. That would be exciting.
Yeah.
That would be exciting. Yeah. But again, I know I'm being extra hopeful. I'm being too optimistic.
I get you. I get you. Listen, I do expect this. We may not win every game, and I'm not trying to hold my breath or anything, but I do think this defense has the ability and the talent to actually perform. And one thing that was interesting is you look at the 3 guys they brought in on defense that I really like. For example, Jacob Rodriguez. He's probably my favorite pick in this draft, to be honest. Jacob Rodriguez. You look at Kyle Lewis, even the Texas safety. Though he wasn't my first pick, one thing all 3 of them have in common, they say their football IQ is off the charts. And to me, I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to build this defense, not just with the physicality, but also with the smarts. So anybody can be responsible. When one man is down, no worry, the next guy can come in and call the plays. You know what I'm saying? So I see what they're doing. It's just, it based on where we're coming from and where we want to go, it's just a culture shock, to be honest.
Yeah, and again, I said this on the earlier edition of the show, but that UDFA we got, that D lineman Conga, Renee Conga, whatever his name is. He there's some people who believed he should have been drafted like 3rd round, 3rd, 4th round. He's working with some stuff. That's why we guaranteed him $287,000 on a UDFA contract. He will be given an opportunity to displace Zeke Biggers or the guy we got from Maryland. I know we have Sealer and we have Grant, so our shelf is full right now on the roster. But I think they're going to give him a shot to displace one of them guys, to take one of their positions. I'm not saying he will. I don't know enough about him, but. Based on read the scouting report. Some people think he might have a shot.
Yeah, I gotta look at that Iowa guy we got at the end as well. Because some tape I was watching, he looked like he had some moves. So I need to look more into him. I don't know anything too much about him.
Llewellyn, the D end.
Yeah, I don't know how to say his last name, so I'm sorry. I just know he's from Iowa.
I looked into him too, and what they said was he's a really good athlete. In terms of like 40 and like his movement, his agility and his speed is good, right? And he's got the right height, but they're saying his arms are short for his height.
So it's another Reuben Bain kind of issue.
Not quite, but yeah, similar. And then they're saying that with the height he has, he's a little on the skinny side too. So he's not going to be able to come with a lot of power like a Bain would.
Oh, I got you. That makes sense. I just one thing I know about Iowa's defense. If you go back historically, Iowa's defense has always been very coached properly, and they're usually a pretty tough defense.
No, they're fundamentally sound, those guys. Yeah. Didn't AVG come from there, or did he come from Wisconsin? I can't remember.
From Wisconsin.
Okay.
There's another Wisconsin kid we got that Steve calls the next AVG. I forget his name, but it's a UDFA that we got from Wisconsin, and he tells me he plays just like AVG, same position, same style, and everything. So
Yeah.
if that's the case,
Yeah.
maybe we do have some gems in the UDFAs, like the guy you're talking about that you mentioned.
No, but yeah, Conga. But I think Llewellyn will have a shot if he can disprove that scouting report. So he's a 7th rounder, so there's nothing guaranteed. But he's got some stuff going for him. He just has to, make it work or open up the coach's eyes that he can be used in multiple different, positions like an AVG. If he can do that,
Also, we also got the All-American from Indiana, the safety, Lewis Moore. We signed him too.
Oh, we did?
Yeah, Lewis Moore is safety out of I think he plays safety. Let me pull that
up. Did we draft him? Did we draft him or we signed him as a UDFA?
UDFA. We signed him, but he's an All-American.
Yeah, I wanted us to draft him, honestly. I had him as a 5th round type of guy we might get. But they got the guy Taffy.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, okay. Yeah, I thought we should have drafted Lewis Moore. I actually, but so that's surprising. I didn't know that. That's a good UDFA, man. I think he has a shot too. So.
Yep, exactly. So that's going to be really interesting. Yeah, I can't wait to see the final list of UDFAs because there's some interesting names on this that I've seen so far. So.
Hey, did anybody?
Yeah, that's a big thing. The UDFAs.
Did Anthony Lucas get drafted? The defensive end from USC.
Let me find out.
Yeah, because he was a 5-star coming out of high school, but he never really produced. Although they said he flashed a lot, but he wasn't consistent.
What school did he go to?
South California, USC, Southern California. He was a defensive end, 6'6", 250, 260, Anthony Lucas.
Yeah, give me 1 second, I'll tell you. I don't see any news. Let me go to ESPN and look at the draft board.
Jordan says signed by the Lions.
Yeah, he got signed by the Lions.
UDFA?
No.
I reckon so.
Okay, yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. All right, cool. I'm intrigued about that.
That UCF edge. Did you guys see that?
Lawrence? Malachi Lawrence?
Is it Malachi Lawrence? Yeah, it's a edge player from UCF. I thought they would go Zion Young, and they went with him instead. Very interesting.
Yeah, Zion Young went to the Ravens, I believe.
Yeah.
Ravens probably had a good draft.
Yeah, Ravens had a really good draft. They really helped out Lamar Jackson with a lot of weapons, to be honest. So
a lot of players who can play right away who are very polished. Yeah. Like Lewis said, they didn't reach. they drafted guys who were expected to come in.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely did not reach.
Absolutely. I'm kind of intrigued by the Chris Johnson pick. At first, I'm like, why did we reach for this guy? But the more I read it and certain things that Hafley has said about, I guess that was his favorite player in this draft that he wanted more than anything. So we can't say that Sully never gave Hafley what he wanted, because that's what he said in the conference, that he wanted this kid.
Cat for Life says Dolphins signed Indiana Lewis Moore.
Yep.
Hey, what's up, Dubs MC? What's going on, man?
What's up, Dud? How you doing?
What's going on, Dub? Long time.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's been a long time.
Hey, don't feel bad though. I'm not as active as I used to be either.
CCRR is saying that Le'Veon Moss would have been drafted last year and he's surprised that he went undrafted this year. Like, is there a chance we keep him? How many running backs do you think we're going to keep, knowing the fact that we're probably going to run the ball a lot?
Yeah, we might keep 4, or he might be on the practice squad for sure. If if somebody else doesn't grab him.
Yeah.
Well,
Money.
that Moss fella has some potential, but he got to knock off Wright, Ollie, or
I have to look how well he runs up the middle, because I think I don't know what it is going on with Wright. I had high hopes for him, and I don't know what happened. His first year, it's like we decided to not give him the ball anymore, and then the second year, it was just like, what is going on?
I have a theory. Look, my theory is that outside zone is not conducive to all kinds of backs. If you look at Jalen Wright's style, he's a first step guy. He's an acceleration guy. And he may be able to be like a 1-2 cut guy. Well, in outside zone, you run lateral a lot and then you cut up the field. Where this one, if they go to the power gap, you attack the line of scrimmage immediately. You're not as lateral off your first and second step. So a guy like Wright with his acceleration to the hole might prefer that kind of running style. In fact, I think when he came out, if I remember correctly, his strength was inside gap running. But we asked him to become a little bit different in the Mike McDaniel system. So we'll see. Maybe, maybe he can, I think the guy who's going to be the biggest benefactor of that system is going to be Ollie Gordon. Ollie Gordon, if given enough carries, he's going to be able to use his size and mass to. Now, my thing with Ollie Gordon, I want to see what he did in the offseason.
If I'm kind of interested how many, like, if you go back and look in the Packers roster in previous years, like 2023, for example, I want to say like the Packers had like 3 different types of running backs in their roster. Because I know they had Aaron Jones, right? They had AJ Dillon, who's much of a more bigger physical back, and then I think they had I cannot think of his first name, Wilson.
Yeah, Eugene Wilson, or the guy who was the backup last year.
Yeah,
another big back, but very
they have like 3 different backs. I'll be curious if we're gonna have like a certain type, or we're gonna have 3 different types. Because now, if you look at the Packers roster, they have Josh Jacobs, they have Marshawn Lloyd,
Chris
Brooks.
They have Brooks, and they also have Martinez, the physical back that Miami had last year. The Hurricanes had.
Hey, what's going on, Crypto?
So,
but back to Gordon. I want to see. Sorry, Mr. Polk. I just want to finish the point about Gordon. Thank you. Gordon. I want to see how he handled himself in the offseason. If he comes back bigger, in better shape, more muscular. Because the knock on him for me last year was that as a big back, he wasn't big enough. His body really wasn't prepared to be a number 1 back. And I know because if a guy like him gets more chiseled at that size, he becomes that much more of a threat. So I like, and I'm saying it because I like his skill set as a big back who can become a home run hitter, like a poor man's Derrick Henry, so to speak. So I'm intrigued about Gordon, but he had to do some work after last season.
Yeah.
But the thing is, last season, to me, they mostly utilize A-Chain and Jalen Wright because the season before they sort of I think McDaniel kind of benched Jalen Wright for a fumble or something he did. But anyway, he sort of broke out last season. They mainly used him and A-Chain. So Ollie Good didn't get in as much, but when he did, he looked so. But I think it's because McDaniel did not utilize those guys, especially him, the way he should. Now moving forward, this guy, I just got to looking at highlight before I jumped on here of Le'Veon Moss.
tell you the truth, Jalen Wright might be in some trouble because with Jalen Wright, the thing I see wrong with him is that when you hand off the ball to him, he's like he has a little hesitation instead of hitting that hole quick. Because really, he's a bigger and faster running back. Not speed wise, he's not that far behind A Chain, but it's like as soon as he gets the ball, he has a little hesitation or like a stubble step when he gets the ball. Now I was looking at Le'Veon Moss, and man, this guy when he sees a hole, he hits it, and it's hard to bring him down. So he might, you know, Jaden Wright might be in some trouble with Le'Veon Moss. I know it's an undrafted guy, but you know, his highlights look good.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm catching on, man. I'm catching on.
Yeah, you know, there's 32 different fan bases, all equally excited tonight, thinking about the possibilities. So we'll see how it all works out in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
KP, we're on our way, man. We're building a dynasty.
What was it, 2075? 2075?
Yep.
That's 49 more
28.
years to go.
Yeah.
yeah, so
We got to
right
start
now,
getting some Hurricanes on the roster.
man, we could have done that. Man, we had a chance to do that this draft here. Yeah, so far we got 8 undrafted, 2 running backs. Oregon State running back Anthony Hankerson, Louisville defensive lineman Renee Conga, Wisconsin linebacker Mason Rieger, Texas A&M running back Devian Moss, Iowa quarterback Mark Gronowski,
What's up,
Michigan wide
Dubs?
receiver Donran McCauley, Iowa State O lineman Jim, I don't know how you say Benefice, and Indiana DB Lewis Moore.
Is that you, Ali?
No, that's me.
No, I know. I thought I heard Ali for a second.
Oh,
You know, Mr.
Dubs is here.
Yeah, he said,
Shout
"What's
out
up,
to
Dubs? How you doing?"
Yes, I am here.
Oh, dang. Color, long time. Color, what's up, bro?
What is up, KP? Is that KP I'm hearing?
Yeah, that's me, man. I've been taking a break too, though.
Man, boy, have we come a long way, my good sir. How about that, man?
Yeah,
good,
looks
man.
like everybody's been taking a break. I took a break. Color took a break. KP took a break. Everybody took a break.
yeah, I'm getting ready to take a break. I'm getting
Good to
ready
hear
to.
you. And did I hear correctly that we picked up Le'Veon Moss as a UDFA?
Yeah,
Yes, baby.
You say
That's
who say
sweet.
San?
I thought that was a guy I thought we should pick up in one of the later rounds. That's pretty good, for
You
a
say
UDFA.
Santana Moss? You said
Co-
Santana Moss? You said who Moss?
Le'Veon
I don't
Moss.
know, but his first name is Le'Veon, so that's good enough.
Le'Veon Moss. No, he
What
got
up,
good
fellas?
highlight. Go look at his
What's up,
What's
highlight.
going on?
Dubs? How you doing?
Wait a minute, who's that?
Hey,
It's
who's
been a
that?
hot minute, so I don't doubt if you
Oh,
if you don't
Dubs.
remember me, Dolphin. Yeah, man. Happy to be up here. What a crazy draft.
Who do we got? Who's that gentleman?
What
Is
you
that
Color.
say?
Doug?
Yeah, it's been like over a year, dude. I used to hang
Oh
around
yeah,
you
yeah.
for a bit.
I still actually see a green dot on your Discord handle whenever I fire it up here and there every once in a blue moon.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, but you got to
Dude,
pass the litmus test, Dub. Were you a tour guy?
Oh,
I'm just kidding. You don't have to answer if you don't want to.
bro.
Yeah, listen.
KP,
That was
Real life.
KP, we got a list. We got a list. Don't,
Hey,
I'm not gonna. I mean, I don't like lists, but I think Dub might have been on it for a minute, dude.
KP.
I don't
Yeah,
know, bro.
I was.
Hey, check
I
this out,
was,
KP.
dude.
Hey, listen, I'm a tour guy. Look, see, I'm see.
Hey, KP, I'm getting ready to move out of Miami, bro.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah.
Why,
Yeah.
Mr. Pop?
Well, only way to move is north. Where you
Yeah.
going? What
North,
way you
man.
going?
Look like either Tennessee or Kentucky.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You're going close to the
Man, if
Mason-Dixon.
Mr. Polk is moving out of Miami, I mean, Miami is falling, bro. Like, what's going on down there, man?
Hey, they losing a good one, man. They losing a wise man,
Yep.
man.
Nah,
Focus, focus.
it's
He
Our
hitting the
kids are
trail.
gonna
Heads
suffer,
up
KP.
north.
You know what I mean?
nah, man. It's just too expensive. Let me say this real quick. Because my mom passed away not too long ago. The house I'm living in, and then my brother's house, we're gonna sell them because the property tax come to get. I had to pay the property tax on both of them. You talking about $8,000, man? That really hurt me to pay that much for property tax down here. So when I was looking at places up in Tennessee and Kentucky, shoot, man, they way cheaper than property
Oh
tax
yeah.
way cheaper. Yeah. So that's one of the reasons. Plus, is a lady up there that
I'm sorry to hear about that, Mr. Park, but I heard politically, if you hold on a little bit, they may be abolishing those property taxes in Florida.
nah,
So,
that's another reason why I'm going up there too. It's a lady up there.
Isn't people
All I know
trying
is,
to
Yeah,
sell?
well, I tell you what,
KP,
Mr. Polk,
they
if it
looking at the
ever happens
benefits
for
from it.
me, bro, if it ever happens for me, the way I hope it happens before I die, I will buy them homes, and you will be put right back in there. You will be restored. Don't worry.
Man,
yeah,
shoot.
but you could buy him, but he still have to pay property tax.
There you
Well, that's
go.
okay. That's okay. That's okay. Because I plan on running for office anyway, so it ain't like the taxes are going to be there forever.
Mm-hmm. Oh
I'm
no,
just
yeah.
kidding. That's a pipe
Wait,
dream.
one thing about Kentucky, a buddy of mine told me it's very politically neutral. It is not one way or
Oh,
another.
well, I mean, it's you're talking about. I don't know
Yeah,
about
parts of
Kentucky,
Kentucky
but
is.
you're starting to
Eastern and
get
western, right?
into
It's
that.
a mix. It's a mix.
Yeah, it's the Appalachian world. Everybody loves everybody, man.
Mm-hmm.
Tennessee is a little bit different though.
Mhm.
yeah,
But in the north of
Yeah, I
Tennessee,
got
in the
family still
mountains,
in
like north of
Memphis.
Tennessee, is better.
Yeah.
I got still some people live in Memphis area. From Memphis. That's where my mom was born and raised.
okay,
Uh,
yeah, man.
a lot of
Yeah,
Beautiful
people.
country.
she's from Memphis, Tennessee.
Beautiful country, man. If you into like that classic, what was
Mhm.
the song? America the Beautiful. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Great
Yeah, I
Smoky
heard Tennessee's
Mountains,
on the up and
Blue
up.
Ridge, Appalachians. Yeah, man, that's old world America right there.
My wife and I are thinking about selling our house and moving to Tennessee. Actually,
Get
Mm.
out of here.
talked about it.
Wow.
That's
Ali,
crazy.
I'm looking
From
at
out of Ohio,
northeast Tennessee.
Ali?
Say that again.
You said you got family moving from Ohio to Tennessee or from Florida?
No. My wife and I are talking about selling our house here in Port St.
Okay,
Lucie
your wife.
and
Okay.
buying acreage in Tennessee, maybe somewhere around the Chattanooga area, maybe a little bit further
Mhm.
north than that. But
Chattanooga is nice.
we think it's like the best spot for us because I'll be close enough to drive up to Ohio to see my family, or come down here to Florida to see my family, or in Georgia where my daughter lives. So it's kind
You
of
can
like
also go see the Memphis Redbirds play.
yeah.
The Cardinals minor league team. But Ali, the real quick, the Chattanooga. Just so you know, just be aware that in the summertime, Chattanooga sits in the Tennessee Valley. So in the summertime, it's worse than Florida, bro. Humidity and everything. Just so you're aware.
I'm from Ohio. The humidity in Ohio gets really hot and crazy too.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Same in Missouri. They get real brutal summer days too.
Have you ever been in Georgia, bro? Their heat is
Mhm.
crazy off the charts.
Oh,
It's
dude.
freaking hot.
Georgia, the forest country, there's nothing but thick forest and heat, dude. Traps all the heat, dude. Oh my god, that place is a
No,
murder.
Tallahassee is bad as far as heat go. Tallahassee,
That's where I'm at right now.
good.
Tallahassee, damn, how is it over there?
The good old Tallahassee. Dude, it's actually crazy. Like,
Damn, I've never heard that. Tallahassee.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, no, I went to school here, because I didn't get into UM, but freaking it's been cold the past like 3 days. Like
Yeah.
getting down to like
This
the
campus.
60s.
And
Damn.
also too, Dubs, y'all getting more severe weather coming through there because last year I think they had like what 3 tornadoes that touched down right close to Tallahassee.
Yeah, dude. It's
Yeah.
been wild, bro. I was
Man, it
actually
was
here
not a good feeling.
last year too, for last year's winter, because the rent in Miami just got so insane, dude. Like I
Miami's pushing
totally
a
get
lot
why,
of people out. Yeah.
bro.
Go ahead.
I
Sorry
totally
to
get
cut
why
you off.
you're dipping. No, you're good. But I actually saw snow in Florida for the first time with my own 2 eyes. Last year,
snowing,
which
man.
was
All right.
wild, bro. Like
Did you guys
snow.
get like 2 or 3 inches or something in that
Not
area?
as wild as you think. Not as wild as you think.
It
But
felt deeper than
it is
that.
definitely rare.
Yeah, like
it snowed down in Miami in 19.
Actually,
78,
Pensacola, it
79.
snows at
I can wait. Hold on, guys. Hold on. It was the year I was born. I've got the whole rundown on the only snowfall recorded in South Florida was January 19th, 1977, exactly 9 days before I was born.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
No, but in Pensacola, it snows there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But snow in North Florida does happen like every time there's a real bad winter in the southeast, like when Alabama is getting snow, a lot of snow, that's going to be one of the years where you might see some fall in the panhandle.
Yeah,
You know, but
Pensacola's
it's
not
not.
far
It's
from
rare.
Mobile.
It's rare, but it's not. It's rare, but it's not as rare as South Florida.
Hey, question about Tennessee though. How's the electricity bills over there? Are they still cheap?
Well, electric bills up
From
there.
my understanding, just so you're aware, Kahari, the cost of living in Tennessee is about 50. I've been told it's about 5 to 10% cheaper than it is here in Florida.
Well, the electricity
power is
bills
cheaper.
are supposed to be drastically cheaper since the
Yeah.
40s.
That's
For
what
the TVA,
So
the Tennessee Valley Authority.
My thing is property taxes because I was looking at one house in because the area I'm looking at is northeast Tennessee, where the
Northeast,
property
okay.
tax
Close
was
to
like
Tri-State.
something like $500 per year, as compared to like say in Miami,
8,000.
3,000, 4,000.
Yeah.
Per year, yeah. It's like 300 a month or 2 something a month.
that's crazy. That price difference.
Yeah. Per
The
year
old
versus
rent
per month.
seeking game, bro. It's
That one.
the foundation of game theory, man. The rent seekers, man.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where you pay it to, whether you pay it to a landlord or whether you buy a home and end up paying the rent to the government in taxes. Somebody's gonna get it. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, because some of them can be
Instead of
passed
just
to your
leaving
renter,
us alone.
Yeah, man. Like all my friends in Miami, it was like over the course of like 10 years, they're like, man, you should move up to like after living in Miami, yo, you should move up to Fort Lauderdale, man. The rent here is like really really freaking good. I'm like, oh yeah, okay. Year later, everyone's moving like 10 miles north, like progressively, and then it got to the point where like
Creeping up,
we're
dog.
living like
Eventually
north
be
of
out
West
of
Palm
date.
Beach, bro. And they're like, yo,
Well,
this is
yeah,
where it's at, man.
Well, to your point about the West Palm Beach County thing, so I left like years ago, and I lived in St. Louis, Greater St. Louis, for like 11 years, and I came back right before COVID, and when I got back, like you all are from Miami, y'all guys that are from Miami that grew up down there. You know what I'm not saying there's anything wrong with this, but you know, culturally, it's really, really heavy Latin influence, right?
Really?
We all know this.
Yeah.
Obviously. And up here in Palm Beach County, you know, as you go from Miami, deep Miami, through Broward County, up into Palm Beach County, that starts to thin out a little bit.
Yeah, that's
you
what
know,
I heard.
most of my life. To where up in Palm Beach County, you had it was heavy, still Florida cracker type. You know what I mean? Long old families. You know, stuff like that.
Not me.
Well, I'm not saying there wasn't. I'm not saying there wasn't a Latin flair up here. There always has been. You know what I mean? But when it comes to how, let's say, saturated it was in Miami, 15 years ago, it is now that saturated when I got back to Palm Beach County after not being here for 11 years. It is that saturated now here in Palm Beach County. The closest grocery store to me in walking distance is in El Presidente.
What? Dude,
And it's not like it's some rundown neighborhood. It's a great grocery store. Their freaking deli section is unreal, dude. They got like a mile long freaking case of bakery goods, everything you can imagine.
Yeah. Oh, dude, El Presidente is fire, bro.
Remember they had for a long time they had Sedanos.
And real quick, I am the only native English speaker within a 20-mile radius of where I am sitting right now. I'm probably the only native English speaker.
And color, I bet. Yeah, I bet that El Presidente was originally a Winn-Dixie if it wasn't built up brand new.
Well, that particular one was I don't remember. It would have been years ago because there's a Walmart right next to it, so it kind of lay dormant for a long time. And then there's a Publix to its west on the west side of the intersection.
I'm mistaken. Sorry, I made a mistake. I was thinking Fresco El Mas. Fresco del Mas.
Yeah.
There's also the super bodegas now too.
Hey, by the way, there was Presidente in Carol City. The Presidente is in Carol City. It was a Top Value. That was the name of the store at one time. Top Value.
And they're not just building in locations that are new and all that. There's the Publix that's close to the high school I went to that we used to go to all the time getting out of it. Like that Publix is now in El Presidente. So they're actually buying other grocery stores' assets. It's not like they're some dive company.
Oh, Mr. Paul, what's the one right there in Richmond Heights and Promenade Plaza? What's that? El Tropica?
That's good grief, what's the name of that one?
It's not Fresco de Mas. It's not Sedano.
Fresco de Mas.
Fresco de Mas is.
Fresco de Mas.
By
I've heard of that.
KFC. It's over there by KFC. So no,
that's Tropi something. I think Tropi.
Yeah.
It's not Tropical. Not Tropical.
Nah, that one's a little bit further down. That's off the highway. That's off of Highway 16.
Oh, nothing beats that chicken chop.
Oh yeah.
Man, that original chicken sandwich they used to have back in the day, boy, I used to tag that thing, man, with that barbecue sauce there, and rice and beans.
Bro, it used to be a place to go to like get Sunday dinner. You just go and Tropical, get a full chicken
value meal.
I hate
the other thing is like the smaller restaurants, either mom and pop restaurants or fast food restaurants that weren't the bigger names, like your Arby's of the world and places like that, have now converted around here to a lot of like La Brazas and La Granjas, which is like Peruvian food, but fast food, like sort of like Pollo Tropical.
No, wait. La Granja is way better than Pollo Tropical, first of all.
Oh, yeah, they're better. I'm just saying that their model is like that, Ali.
Hey, that's your opinion. Yes, your opinion.
No. You can.
I was meant to say that their business model is like that.
Tropical you go to is good, but the ones here in Port St. Lucie suck really bad.
I missed that part.
La Granja is fire, bro. I'm going to tell you right now. La Granja.
What was that shit?
Ali, I was just to clarify, I was just speaking to the business model itself. That quasi fast food, but still good quality. You know what I mean?
I got you. I would like.
And La Braza is just as good, man. La Braza's got some fire chicken.
Beans and rice and stuff, and I'm not allowed to have rice, and it sucks. It sucks.
It sucks, bro. The Pollo Tropicals in like Homestead and stuff, bro. Like it feels like a mom and pop shop. Like you got like abuelitas in the back, just like cooking all the chickens on the spit. Oh, it's the best, bro.
Yeah.
You talking about that one on 288th Street and 137?
Dude, it actually may be that one.
Yeah, Tallahassee Boulevard and what's 288 called? I think it's Maori Drive or something like that. Hay Mills? No.
But you know what? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I just wanted to say that, like, when it all comes down to it, people have their really screwed up stereotypes and ideas of what other people are like, and like, who's coming to America and who's, replacing who and all that other shit, and who's got culture and who don't have culture and what is American culture and all that. But I can tell you this, the entire region that I grew up in has completely changed demographically. That's not, it's your opinion whether that's a good or a bad thing. Okay. But when I look out my window at the nice gated community that's across the canal from my kind of rundown apartment community, you know what I mean? When I look out across there, there's their clubhouse and their pool and all that is right there. I'm like on that side of their gated community. And it's all like Cuban families and Haitian families and like, some of them, some regular old good old, what I guess you'd call Caucasian. I don't know. I mean, what is it? White people? You know what I mean? Regular white people? What do we call those now? You know what I mean? Either case, what I look out on Saturday out at the pool and the clubhouse is I see the same thing I've seen my entire life here. So do we have culture or not? Because what I look at when I look out my window is what I consider to be American culture. And I see the same thing that I've seen my whole life. Kids playing, families having cookouts, music blaring. It's Latin music, which is cool. But my point is, the fireworks go off. Everybody's shooting off fireworks on the 4th of July. Actually, every holiday now. But regardless, and I see the same thing I've seen my whole life. So I beg to ask anybody why that's a problem.
Well, Color, I've been, like I said, with me, I've been down here, man, pretty much all my life, and I've watched the culture change down here, and it, like I said, to me, it doesn't bother me at all because, how should I put it? I've worked.
I mean, we're all human. We all love grilling hot dogs and utilizing a pool and having a party. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, we're all the same. Who doesn't enjoy all that? Except just really sick people.
No, but see, that's why I'm glad my parents had brought me up the way they did, because both of my parents were teachers, and their friends were from different cultures. And the first thing they told me and my brothers is that that you treat everybody the way you want to be treated. Treat everybody equal, and what have you. That's the way I was raised up. But what I'm saying is that
was my 5th grade teacher, Miss Temp, taught us the golden rule.
Yeah, but I agree with Crypto. We need Devontae Parker to be our wide receiver coach.
Bro.
No, you don't.
I forgot all about
that. And I'm not saying you have to like cooking out and all that. I'm not saying you're a sick person if you don't like cooking out and all that. I just meant if you have a problem with somebody doing all that and thinking that that's good, then you're sick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or if you're a person that thinks somehow that people around the world of all human types don't enjoy those things. You know what I mean? We're all the same. I went to Germany when I was younger, and we were having a cookout at my uncle's house in the back, and they're all acting like Americans. They're like literally having a cookout in our style, just with brats instead of hot dogs. And they're literally mimicking us. Now, is that them mimicking us, or is that just what humans do?
Mm-hmm. Well, that's why for the last more than 100 years, the United States was like a huge magnet to the rest of the world. The idea of America, the promise of the Constitution. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
That's what I tell people, KP. There's people that don't believe. Okay, I can believe in a concrete America. I understand that. But there's also people that believe that there can only be either or. No, America is an idea. And if my lungs are still taking oxygen on the planet Mars, I'm in America. I mean, that's what we were taught. I don't know why anybody like wants to push back against that idea. That's literally what we were taught.
Yeah. The only question now I have is, can it hold? That's the question.
Well, again, KP, what did I just say? As long as my lungs take oxygen, America exists. That I do know. I can't tell what happens afterwards.
That's what Ben Franklin said way back when, too.
As long as my fingers can cling to that piece of parchment, America exists.
If you can keep it.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
I may be the only one left one day. I may be what's the movie? I Am Legend. That might be me somewhere on an island.
Dude, he needs to make a sequel finally, bro. Like, that's one of those.
Do you realize? Okay, let me ask you guys this, because that movie really is fascinating, and I watched the take on it.
What movie?
It really opened up my mind to a different perspective. I Am Legend with Will Smith. Do you? Y'all can answer if you want individually, but do y'all realize who the legend is? I mean, not who the legend is, but like, in other words, the villain of the movie is Will Smith.
That's right. That's how Richard Matheson wrote the novel. The novel is based on that idea.
Yeah.
Released in 1954.
You notice the zombies weren't killing each other.
Yep.
He was their ghost story. He was their tale they were telling children. Be good, or the guy with his dog is going to come get you.
Yeah, Dubs, go look up the novel. Richard Matheson's original writing on that. It's about
we evolved, and he was the last of our stage of evolution.
Yeah,
and he thought that his world was taken over, when in fact he was the vampire. He was the ghost. He was the legend.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Blew my mind, man.
Yeah. There's some writers who are good like that. You know what I'm saying? Look at the guy who did Game of Thrones. You know, that whole thing is a play on power. You know, and how people
people have equated it to the War of the Roses per se, but I actually look at it more like the Seven Kingdoms of England. You know what I mean? Like the power struggle between Danelaw and Wessex. You know what I mean? For the unification of England. That's what I see more of it like.
Now that's a great show, The Last Kingdom.
Oh, dude. I got my mom to finally watch it, so I'm watching it with her, like back through it all.
So great.
All I want to say is you're welcome, because I was the one that told you about.
Oh yeah, you did. You did suggest that to me a year or two ago. Yep, you did.
Did you watch?
And the reason I'm going through it again is because there is a supplemental movie I see called Seven Kings Must Die, and I'm too far removed from having watched the series, so I got to go back and watch it all again before I watch the movie.
Please do, definitely.
Yeah, back then you're right about the food being legal in other countries. Yeah, you're right on that.
Yeah.
Now, KP, not to diminish
all the additives that we have in our food products outlawed.
Yeah, and I don't mean to diminish Game of Thrones, KP, because I know it's a fantastic production, and I know why people like it. I get it, but I just am like, I really wish those big time A+ production companies, would put out something like Jedefre from Egypt, or Hannibal, or Attila, or like somewhere in history, like real human history is far more interesting
Yeah,
some of these little stories and inflection points than these fantasies they create. You know what I mean?
but that is the dilemma, though. If you give it to if you give them the truth, they're gonna be like, "What the hell is this? We don't want to hear that." The truth is some. The truth is some of the hardest things to pick. You know what I'm saying? The truth is the hardest thing to admit that you need in your life. We'd rather do the lie. You know, so some people.
The only.
Mhm.
Oh man.
I was just gonna say the only modern incarnation of Attila is terrible acting. It's Gerard Butler plays it, so it's like terrible.
I get what you're saying, Color, but the problem is that unfortunately in entertainment and on TV, reality doesn't sell. Fantasy.
Yeah, but the Vikings was good. Vikings sold. Vikings is what allowed Game of Thrones to get its audience.
Think about it this way, though. Do you really think that that Julius Caesar sold? Because I'll tell you right now, based on the ratings that I'm looking, that it got at its time, it didn't sell. They made that other one. What was the other one?
You talking about Rome? Are you talking about Rome, or are you talking about the older Julius Caesar movie?
Rome was an amazing series, dude. I can't believe
I'm rewatching Rome right now too, bro. It's like, how does nobody?
It didn't get the ratings like Boardwalk Empire or Game of Thrones.
Right,
Game of Thrones wasn't just a good show that got a lot of ratings. It was a global show watched around the globe. Right. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm just saying, Ali, if they put the effort of writing and production into one of these real human history stories, it could be that global, bro. Is all I'm saying.
I get what you're saying, but they did technically do that with Boardwalk Empire. Boardwalk Empire was really good, not just here in the United States, but all over.
Well, how about even something more serious like Braveheart or the Clive Owens King Arthur, or it doesn't even have to be just something more from real human history, because there are so many little stories of characters that nobody even really has heard of. Because maybe they're not history sycophants, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But some of these stories are like, you can't write this stuff that good. You know what I mean?
Did you watch the series Turn?
Oh, absolutely. One of my favorites.
Yeah, that's a good one to watch. In fact, here's another one that if you liked Boardwalk Empire or that time period, go watch Pinky Blinders. That's really
God.
Good.
Yeah. I kind of looked at the synopsis on that. Yeah,
that's like the English version of Boardwalk Empire. Technically,
yeah. Halt and Catch Fire. At least the first season was great. About how the tech world blew up in the early '80s.
It's like
that was a pretty good show too.
Peaky Blinders felt a lot like Sons of Anarchy, just like completely different time period though.
Yeah, but it was just really interesting, like how like the time period, because it was around the time period of Prohibition and everything.
Right. Okay, Ali. So they've done things like what's the Western that was done about the railroad?
Hell on Wheels. That's another
Hell on Wheels
show.
That's a good one.
Or look at there's another one that's similar in a similar vein. About like pirates, you know what I mean? Black Sails.
Black Sail, yeah.
So we know they can do it. I'm not asking for Game of Thrones. I'm just asking for that production level for more of the real stories in human history.
I'm just waiting for y'all to get to The Wire. And The Wire is the greatest of them all. But
I still need to watch The Wire.
I digress.
What about this James Spader show called The Blacklist?
That's really good.
I see clips of it all the time. It looks brilliant, man.
It is really good, but it's not all. How do I say this? Like some of it is like it's just a big mystery. That's what the whole story is based on, right? It's not necessarily reality, like what you're asking.
Well, of course not. But the thing of it is, like the clips I've seen on the shorts that come around. I feel like I've seen enough clips that I know what's going on in this story.
The whole story is really good, and I recommend it. But I don't know if that's really what you're looking for, though.
This character that he plays, and his acting. I mean, it's like, damn, that shit's good, dude.
Yeah, he's a
Have
good
you seen
actor. To be honest.
Homeland by chance? Color?
Homeland is really, really freaking good. In fact, Color, based on the conversations you and I have had about current events, if you know what I'm referencing, watch Homeland. Homeland is legit good.
That's 100% a show that got the tone of like the 2000s era. Like, very, very spot on. I think they predicted a lot of shit too.
Yeah, like
Almost
a lot
like,
of stuff that happens in it, Color, is kind of happening now.
Right. See, with modern real human history, I have to be a little far removed, especially if it's a volatile subject. But that doesn't mean that I don't like current stuff. Like 24 was fantastic. Probably the greatest show ever put on TV.
Really good. I like 24. Yeah.
But there's another one that I keep leaving out. Again, that they could easily, they could have continued the story. Spartacus, right? Now, I know that Spartacus dies, and that kind of that's a finite story of history, so it's not like they could have kept the show going after Crassus kills him. You know what I mean?
The original actor.
Yeah, he died.
Production team could have spun off a show to continue with the Julius Caesar character. I thought that young Julius Caesar was a fantastic character, dude.
Color, there's actually 2 spin-offs. You know that, right?
I'm not talking about like sequels or prequels. I'm talking about like when it ended with the slave revolt being put down. Not too much after that, you have the Ides of March in real human history. I want to see that time period between Spartacus and then when Julius Caesar and Pompey solidified their friendship and relationship and all their escapades. I want to see the war with Mithridates and Pompey. I want that. That same production team could have just kept that going with a different show.
Well, this is the new series. It hasn't come out yet, but I'm going to tell you what it's called. There's a new Spartacus series called House of Asher that is coming out.
So because Asher, remember the Asher character screwed everybody over and got rich. So you know what I mean?
What it's supposed to do, it kind of gives an alternate timeline. Essentially, it says it presents an alternate timeline where the villainous Asher, who's played by Nick Tarabe, I think is how you pronounce his last name, survives Mount Vesuvius and takes over what do you call it? Batatius is a gladiator school. The show of the original series signature and the thrilling violence and eroticism. That's what it says.
Well, obviously, that's the stuff that sells. That's the stuff that makes normies want to watch a movie about real human history. But it's not as if that stuff ain't somewhat based in reality either. I mean, people who were very licentious in back in the day. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I get what you're saying. But if you
that's actually what Augustus did, was implement a bunch of draconian conservative laws. Like he outlawed prostitution, all kinds of stuff, man. That's why the Christians adopted him as one of their patrons, even though he was a pagan, because obviously Christ hadn't even died yet. You know what I mean? But the Catholic Church loves Augustus because they think that God sent Augustus to prepare Rome to become Christian.
Augustus.
Yeah, Octavian was known for like going after his own family for breaking those laws too. And while he was doing that, he forces another Roman citizen to divorce his wife, Livy, to marry her. And that bloodline created Nero. So right there, it's like, you can already have a 2-hour movie right there. You know what I mean? And that's old. That's used up history. I want to see some stuff people ain't heard much about. Like the real fights between, the early Ottomans, the early Turks, and like the Hungarians, and like Dracul's time period. You know what I mean? Wallachia and all that. I want to see stuff on that too, man. There is a
I just
pretty
feel
good
like
Dracula movie.
Hollywood's kind of like dropped the ball in terms of like.
Lost you, Doug.
Yeah, I think we lost Dubs. You might be having some problems.
There is actually a newer, pretty decent movie about Dracula, dude. That's based on all that. Like his brother became a hostage with the Ottomans, and like grew up as basically as a janissary, and like he actually betrayed his, like Dracula ended up hating his brother because he chose to side with them. His brother, I believe, was named Letta. Was that his name?
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure.
It was a pretty freaky movie, but it was supposed to be taken seriously, not real fantastical. You know what I mean? Like the very beginning of Bram Stoker's Dracula. Remember the very opening scene of Bram Stoker's Dracula? I want to see an entire movie based on that. Forget the vampire stuff. There was a character named Jedefri in early Egypt, like Pharaoh Egypt. And I don't remember if he was a Carthaginian or if he was non-Egyptian or if he was Egyptian, but either case, he led a revolt,
Yeah,
that nobody even knows about, long before Hannibal existed.
Color, I don't know if you know this, but there is a new historical series that's coming out from the creators of Vikings called Pompeii.
Wait.
Wow, really?
Yeah, so
Wait,
they are
for real.
It's coming out.
Well, that's when you say creators of the Vikings, are you specifically referring to Michael Hurst?
It just says a new historical series coming out that's currently in filming. Obviously, it says other notable productions include Pompeii series from creators of Vikings. So it's from the creators of Vikings.
Right, but I'm wondering what they mean by creators, because Vikings is the brainchild of Michael Hurst when it comes to creators. You know what I mean?
Producers, like that's actually really important to know who it is.
There's also a presidential series.
We need another house.
About James Garfield and Matthew McFadden as his assassin. It covers the 1881 assassination.
Oh, isn't that Death by Lightning?
Yeah, Death by Lightning. There's that.
That was a great show.
King Conqueror, which is on Netflix, it looks like as well. Follows Harold of Wessex.
Harold is the guy that ended up, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Harold was the guy that ended up promising the throne to William of Normandy.
Yeah, and the one that I was talking about, it's called A Day of Fire. It's on Amazon. Have you watched that? It's that's the one that's set in ancient Rome, focusing on the eruption of Mount Vesuvius and the destruction of Pompeii. There's also this is a series called Witches, which is a dark drama from the Empress creators detailing the 17th century European witch hunts.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Which also had a leg, an arm in Salem. That was the Salem witch hunt was part of that overall Inquisition.
There's also a prequel of the Outlander series, if anybody's interested in that. There's also a show called The Count of Monte Cristo that's coming out.
The movie was so good, bro.
The movie was good. I don't know about the
Oh my
series though.
God,
They always
man.
screw up stuff in the
They're
series.
like 18th century, 1700s.
What century would you say that is, Dubs?
Which one? The Count
Count
of Monte Cristo?
Yeah.
I think it's like.
Remember to add a year. If it's the 1700s, it's the 18th century.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yep.
then there's a new
I think it's 16th
pirate.
century, maybe, or
Yeah.
15th
So it'd be
century.
1500s.
There is a
Something
new
Like
Netflix.
1500s would be Henry VIII period.
Yeah.
And Anne Boleyn and all that.
Supposedly there's a pirate series coming out on Netflix that actually is about Southeast Asian. It's about Southeast Asia, focusing on a Malaysian prince that turned into a pirate.
Oh yeah, I saw
really
that.
cool.
I put that on my playlist. Saw that description just last night, bro.
Yeah, I don't know.
I forget what it's called. What's it called?
Let me see if this is the actual name of it.
I just saw it. By the way, Ali, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the Herald thing, Herald of Wessex, I believe that would be picking up in human history right after England was unified and the whole Last Kingdom stuff. You know what I mean? Leading up to 1066, because he promised when he died that William of Normandy would get his throne. And his brothers, when he died, said, and they tried to take England, and that's who William the Conqueror conquered when he invaded England in Hastings in 1066 and took the throne. Was the descendants of Harold of Wessex, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I don't know.
And William the Conqueror, William of Normandy, is, I believe, third descendant of Rollo from Vikings.
What a great character!
Remember how he married the French princess and he was gifted Normandy for her dowry?
Yeah. So the
William the Conqueror William the Conqueror is his descendant.
The name of this series that I was talking about is, and I hope I pronounced this correctly. Sandokan, the Pirate Prince, is what it's called.
Yeah.
What?
That's the one.
Butt pirate?
I don't know. It's called Sandokan Pirate Prince, and it's about a
Sandokan. Yeah.
That sounds like a move off Street Fighter. Sandokan.
That's what I thought. Sandokan.
That's the thing come to mind.
Yeah.
Damn. But anyway, listen.
So Ali, that show Pompey, it's not showing up on IMDb yet. What's its actual name?
I'll send it to you, Color. I'm gonna just give me 1 second. Let me pull it up.
I'm about to wrap this up in about 10 minutes. So, just real quick, last thoughts on the draft.
Yeah, I was actually came into it because I didn't get our UDFA list. I know Mr. Polk ran through it earlier.
Don't turn in your test. We're not asking you to turn in your test yet. Give it about an extra 10 minutes to turn in your test. You know me, I'm all for turning in that test paper early and leaving the lecture hall. So we're asking you to hold on for another 5 minutes before you turn in your test.
Crypto is perfectly happy getting a B+ if he can just get the test done and get out of there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep, trying to get up out of there.
Like if I studied, I could be the most brilliant person in the world, but I'll just take the B+ because I got shit to do.
That's so funny. We barely talked about football, at least since I've been here. I'm sure you guys covered it earlier.
No, this is Insomnia. Yeah, it happens.
So I guess who's y'all's favorite UDFA? Because I kind of intrigued by that running back, to be honest with you.
Yeah, dude, Le'Veon Moss. That'd be dope if he's a mixture between Bell and Randy Moss, bro.
I'll take the kid from Texas. Whoever from Texas.
Le'Veon Moss.
Any other notable names from the undrafted?
Yes.
I want Bell to that to work out.
There is don't forget this name, and you might like this color. His name is Mason Rieger. He is the AVG clone from Wisconsin. He was the Shrine Bowl MVP.
Is he related?
Sounds like just the type of guy that comes out of nowhere who has a high motor.
Say what? Crypto, I can't hear you. I'm sorry. What'd you say?
Is he related to the other Rhaegar, Nelson Rhaegar? What's his name from Philly?
Let me check it out. I don't know. But this guy, he plays and he has the intensity of AVG and plays just like. Let me look.
High motor from up north. Yeah, I know the type, Ali. He could come out of nowhere for sure.
Dude, I don't know.
Yeah, that was Floris's diamond in the rough.
So Xavier Harris, did anybody end up drafting him?
No.
We do have a co-press conferences with them too. We can cover it next week. What they had to say about it. They did a joint press conference.
Dude, I wrote a bunch of notes about that press conference.
Actually,
Sullivan.
Actually, next week, if Tonk is here, we're gonna before we ended, I went on my hiatus. Crypto Tonk and I, we did a
early for the schedule.
No, yeah. Who's gonna be we're gonna place each division.
Yeah,
like
the division rankings. Yeah, first place. Yep, 1 through 4. Yeah, we had to rank every division 1 through 4.
Yeah. So just to give you a sneak preview, this is how Crypto ranked the AFC East: Bills, Dolphins, Patriots, Jets, which ended up being obviously the Patriots,
Bills, Dolphins, and the Jets, right? Well, that ranking, right?
Yeah. So let's see what Tonk, he said Bills, Dolphins, Patriots, Jets, and he was like, you and I said, what did I say?
Yeah, you gotta change it.
And I also went with
Buffalo, Dolphins, right?
Yeah. So next week we're gonna go through the rest of the team, the rest of the divisions.
Rest of the divisions, yep.
Well, I'll never put us below the Jets.
Surprise!
So I'll have to say Patriots, Bill. I'll have to say Patriots, Bill. I don't know, because of Josh Allen. Yeah, I guess Patriots, Bills, Dolphins, Jets. I'm not going to put us below the Jets.
Well, we're not going to do that now. We're not going to do that yet because
I know. But I just think because I probably if I don't get around, I'm just giving you a little a little preview with mine so that you got something to chomp on when you do it. I look forward to that show, Shake.
And the special bonus will be our surprise playoff teams.
I think that real quick. I think the Jets actually drafted fairly well this year. But their problem is they don't know what the hell to do with it. That's the problem.
Exactly. Do you trust Aaron Glenn?
Draft out anybody. Yeah.
What was that, guys? I'm sorry. There was like 3 at once.
Any final thoughts before we wrap this up, man?
No, I was just gonna say special thoughts, not thoughts, but a special category. Like everybody pick at least one team that didn't make the playoffs that you think will be making the playoffs, because it happens.
I know that's your favorite question, Crypto.
That's right. That's
we'll do that. We'll do that. But what I'm saying though, next week we're not doing that the prediction show. We're just gonna recap, see who got who got the right.
Can I go ahead and give my team now?
Right.
Go ahead, Ali. You can do.
Yeah, go ahead, Ali.
One team.
Can I? Did Dallas make the playoffs last year?
No, they didn't.
No,
they're making the playoffs this year. You heard it from me.
Okay, you got it. Okay, we'll take it. Mine's is even more bolder than that. Wait till you hear mine. I always go bold, but yeah. I have several, but in that division, it's the Giants for me.
I say Kansas City Chiefs are making the playoffs this year.
Okay, that's not fair, dude. I mean, can we put aside the Chiefs? Can we
they didn't make the they didn't make the playoffs last year.
I guess it would count.
I know you're being awful technical there, Shane.
Here's a bold one. I got a bold one for you.
That's a good one.
Browns make the playoffs.
Yep, man.
You know why? They had, in my opinion, one of the best drafts I've ever seen.
They did. They actually did. You want to
I'll
talk about
throw a
rebounding and
curveball.
players over there? Go ahead. What's
I
yours?
say,
That was that one.
no, yeah, go ahead. Let's go,
Uh,
Livy.
yeah, crypto. The curveball. I think just in typical Dolphins fashion, I think the Falcons will make the playoffs.
Damn.
Oh wow,
Well, Shake, why
that
don't
would be
you get
something.
Hey, man.
They have a stacked roster, bro.
Yeah.
Well,
Their
I'm gonna.
roster's stacked.
I was gonna
Yeah.
do what Shake did. I was gonna do what Shake did and take either the obvious Baltimore Ravens or the obvious Cincinnati Bengals. Or even the obvious Raiders, because the Raiders are stacked now, dude. I mean, obviously, they have a good chance of making it with a rookie quarterback, you know.
Did Buccaneers
So
make
you
the
got to pick
playoffs
somebody
last
like
year?
the Browns and Giants. Like
No, they did not, Ali.
I'm
They
going
did
straight
not.
from the cellar.
He had a good
I'm
draft
going
too.
straight from the cellar to the top of the mountain. I'm picking the Giants. You heard it here first.
Oh, Crypto, you just
Cellar
took
to
my
the
pick,
mountain.
Crypto. Damn it, Crypto. You just took my pick, bro.
Just another way for John Harbaugh to stick it to Stephen Ross, bro, for even
Yep.
thinking of going for him.
That's the
It's also
reason
the
I'm giving.
Commanders. It's also the Commanders who are a shoe-in because we know they didn't make it because of their quarterback injury. You know what I mean? But
Right.
you know what, Crypto? Since you took my pick with the Giants, I don't want to take the Cardinals. I think they screwed up taking a running back that high.
You sure
But
they got a hurricane on the roster, Color? That'd be a great opportunity to say
good point.
Carson Beck.
Good
He went
point.
to the way.
Good point.
There you go.
Good
That would be a
point.
real
Good
bold pick
point.
if you say Carson Beck takes him. That's a real bold one
Oh,
there.
that's right. That's right. I do kind of want to do that now. But I'm gonna make an even kind of more safer bold one. The New Orleans Saints make the playoffs this year.
There you go. That's another one. That's it. They
believe
did good
that.
in the draft. They actually did pretty well. I like their picks.
Yeah.
They
And they're only one record wise. They're the next behind the Dallas Cowboys, Ali, in record last year.
Yeah.
All right. Before we go, I'm gonna do a fun game here. Try to guess the order of we have Miami, Florida, FIU, UCF, and FSU, right? Those are 5 schools. Name the order of how many players from each school got drafted. How many
Right.
7.
Who won the college draft? It's inner school.
Wait a minute, are
inner
you counting
Florida.
UDFAs?
Well, I
Are we
can tell
counting
you,
just
Miami
7
had 9
rounds?
players drafted.
Miami had 9. The other one I saw quite a bit was Florida. Florida should have had quite a bit too. I saw a bunch of
Florida
them.
did too.
Yeah,
Quality,
so-
in terms of quality, definitely. Yeah.
Well, all right, I'll tell you right now. Miami had 9, Florida had 7, FIU had 2,
7.
UCF had 1, and FSU had 1.
Yeah.
FSU only had
us
1.
FSU guys.
FSU had 1.
Wow.
Down here on talent.
I believe
for
he's a
sure.
corner. I believe he's a corner, if I'm not mistaken.
Out of 257 players, that's it?
Yeah.
Color.
Only 1 FSU player.
Yes, sir.
How many players do you think got drafted from OSU?
Like 19.
No. We had 11. We had 11 players.
Well, that ain't bad. That sounds like good. That sounds like hurricane standards from back in the day. Yeah.
Back in the day, we get.
Hey,
about
no,
11 or 12,
no, wasn't it 27 in the 2021 one class? How many got for 2001?
Oh, we had like 12 or
Is that the
13 or
record?
something ridiculous. I want to say it was like 14 players or something.
No.
The one thing I will say,
2001 class was
What
how
is
many
the
got
record?
drafted out of the 2001 class?
the one thing I will say, I will say this.
It was like 15, 17 of them, something like that.
I will say this. I will say we're the only school that still puts out our production in the draft, even when we suck for 20 years.
Yeah.
Because even when we were not competitive, we were still sending 10 or 11 guys a year to the draft.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Interesting. So
That's why, by default, a hurricane on your squad is a +1 war. It has to be.
Yeah, looks like Tampa's should be doing good with all those hurricanes now. They're the Tampa Hurricanes.
So
You have
They
more
got
than three
everybody.
hurricanes. You have more than three hurricanes. Your WAR number is like 4 wins above replacement.
You know, making the playoffs.
So
Who, the Tampa Bay?
just real quick, Ohio State did actually tie a record in this draft. They tied the record for most NFL draft picks over a 2-year period with 25 total selections across 2025 and 2026. They were also
And who they tie? Alabama?
No, Georgia.
Had to
Georgia
be
held
Alabama.
the record.
Georgia. Yeah, Georgia made sense.
They
Georgia's
probably
another
do
team
be
like the
getting a lot of
Hurricanes where
players.
they send guys even if they suck. You know what I mean?
You could thank the Eagles for that.
You mean like Channing Tindall? Holy crap!
No, not the player sucks. I meant like they suck as a team and they'll still send a bunch of guys to the draft.
Yeah.
You could thank the Eagles for that. That's their farm system.
Interesting also.
But Jake, point taken about Channing Tindall though, Jake. Sure.
Yeah.
Also, they set a program record at defense with most defensive players drafted in a 2-year span. 15 in 2 years.
Wow. Well, yeah, that year we're talking about, they had like 3 linebackers who went to the draft.
Yeah, I just thought it was kind of interesting overall. So, but yeah. Shout out to
Worst of all 3. We got the only one of the 3 that's not going to be in the league. You know. My God, man.
Anyway, y'all have a good night, man. We all catch y'all next week. So
same bat channel, same bat station.
By the way, Color, real quick, that show about
saying?
Pompeii is not out yet. It's in production. Just so you know.
They should be on IMDb though.
I don't know. I just Google search. It's called A Day of Fire is what it's called.
Oh, that's why I needed to know the title. It was not Pompeii. I looked up Pompeii. It probably is on IMDb. Yeah, I'll look it up. But thanks, Jake. I was actually I was surprised to see you were doing a show. I'm kind of grateful for you relieving my boredom tonight.
Yeah, Insomnia will be back next week, man.
Oh yeah,
I'll be back next week, same time, Sunday morning at 12.
You mean this is the season premiere of Insomnia? Oh, wow.
No, last week was.
Last week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, last week.
Close enough. All right, y'all.
Yep.